Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to the Life, Liberty, and Pursuit of Texas podcast. Sorry I haven't been on here in a while. A lot of things have been going on. But anyway, because this is my third take and my sword is being dumb, let's get into it. So, the Iran issue. We've had a lot of discussions on the right and division about this. But, even though I personally am a non-interventionist, I am somebody who strongly supports this looking back at this. Let's look at the reason why. The Iran strikes prevented future war. Because if Trump would have sat on this, either A, they would have got a weapon and did something during Vance's presidency, or just had a weapon. And for those who don't know, or don't look at people's records, Vance is not a tradcon. He's a neocon backed by Peter Thiel, and formerly a never-Trumper. So he would have started a major war. Same thing with a Democrat if it was a neoliberal, because we know neoliberals and neocons aren't that far off the scale from each other. And if Trump would have waited in the other scenario, Iran would have done something to a NATO ally. And as we know from NATO's Article 5, if a NATO member is attacked, all members are attacked. And we have an obligation in that context to defend an ally. While some people might not have liked this approach, this is the best approach because this is the equivalent of taking out Soleimani, but on a higher detail. Plus, the airstrikes and the use of our great Air Force is absolutely glorious. I love B-2s. In the other context, and I'm rushing into this because I don't know how much time I have on my camera, but Epstein. A lot of people on the right are unhappy about the files. But I want to come in from a contrary point of view. Yes, I'm upset about it. Trump shouldn't be calling this fake news, and he promised to release it. This is what needs to be released. The thing is, there's a lot of stuff going on inside the administration, and we need to get control of that to make sure, number one, people inside, let's just say FBI, CIA, because we know CIA was helping Epstein to a bit, FBI, ATF, Marshals, all these agencies, make sure they haven't interfered, because we know from the video that was released, there's 1 minute off the Epstein footage. That means it was doctored with. We need time to make sure those agencies can monitor, to make sure nobody in the last administration and potential covert people in this administration didn't mess with it. 2, while I don't like him calling it fake news, this could also be a diversion to the fact that the files were probably destroyed during the Biden presidency, and Bondi's covering up for it, and Trump's trying to buy time for a reaction. Or, if Bill O'Reilly's right, he could be waiting because there's 2 separate types of people on the list. The majority were pedos, of course. The other were people who went to him for business. Especially a lot of people on the list recently from, give or take, 2017 to before he killed himself, supposedly. Which I honestly believe was probably CIA or other intelligence agencies. People are mad at Trump because of this, but I would argue this is more Bondi's responsibility. She said she had the files. She was trying to get them through. Trump was in the process of declassifying them. And now she's reversed course. She's saying they were never there. Just contrary to what we knew. She's proving herself as the establishmentarian she was while she was Florida AG. And she needs to go. And that's why I give all props to Bongino and Kash Patel, 2 great heads of one of our most historic, not necessarily historic, but probably one of our most valuable agencies inside the U.S. by giving Trump the ultimatum of either she goes or he loses 2 of probably his most important members of his cabinet. And they're threatening this because she lied about the files. And we know Bongino isn't the type of guy, based off his history, to stand around. So, if he's threatening to resign over this, if she's not gone, we know there's something up with her. And one thing I'm going to say to those who have lost support for Trump over this, yes, this is not a good thing, but there's a good shot, and if I see something otherwise, I will say it, and I will probably say it on here, that he's probably doing this because he's waiting for the media to die down about this, so those on the business side of it aren't dragged through the mud. Will I reverse course on this viewpoint if there's more evidence to the contrary? Yes. But for now, it's more than likely damage control while using it potentially as a weapon next year before the midterms. And for the one-issue voters who are ignoring the other achievements or potentially have lost support over the big, beautiful bill, is Trump the perfect president to have? No. I personally would love somebody like Ron DeSantis, great Missouri Senator Josh Hawley, Houston Representative Wesley Hunt, somebody like that. Because they're principled, two of them in case veterans, who have served our country and know what it takes. And Hawley, while he didn't serve our country, was an absolutely great Missouri AG and fights for traditional conservative and populist values. But the victories we've had, although the Doge cuts weren't codified, and of course we took a loss with the Palantir thing on the big beautiful bill. One, we've started cutting stuff. We put a work requirement on the Medicaid. First president since Bill Clinton to do that, which helps cut certain people off of Medicaid who don't need to be on there. Number two, Trump's probably, for a while, if not the first president since Roe v. Wade to actively fight abortion even if he doesn't federally illegalize it. Because in the big beautiful bill, Planned Parenthood is officially defunded, which means multiple states, Planned Parenthood's losing money. And that means they gotta close abortion clinics down, which means we have less murder of babies. That's a win. And Trump's probably... Actually, he is the only president besides Obama that I know of who's taking a heads-on approach against the illegal immigration issue. And he's probably the only president I know of recently who's been a winner on the Second Amendment, because we've been having wins via losing the fee for the tax stamp, which means starting next year, I believe it's either next year or 2027, more than likely next year, if you want a suppressor, if you want an SBR, if you want an SBS, you still have to get the tax stamp, but you don't have to pay money. Stuff like this sets it up for future administrations to sue and get things overturned. And we have a DOJ, although Bondi is still not a good AG, who's actively fighting for your Second Amendment rights. Even if you've lost faith in Trump, we're still getting wins, and if we step out now, we're gonna lose a house next year. And if we lose one of the chambers, we're gonna stop having wins. I come from a state where a lot of people have lost hope. And because of that, the church isn't active in voting, and because of that, California has a Democratic supermajority. Don't let Texas turn into California. Ron DeSantis 2028. Keep Texas conservative. And let's get the Dems and the establishment out of office. And that's why I implore all of y'all to not only look into Vance's actual record, because he's not a true America First conservative, he's a neocon and a Peter Thiel puppet, but I implore y'all to look into voting for Paxton because he's an actual fighter for Texas values, unlike Cornyn. Look into supporting local America First conservatives any way you can, and let's get the swamp out of office no matter your opinion on Trump. Thank you, God bless you, and have an absolutely great day, and long live Texas.